Hello and welcome to the Sports 2.0 network for our weekly look at the upcoming racing action for this coming weekend. Obviously, I'd never do it alone. I'm joined by my mate Ace. Ace, how you doing?
Great. We got a fun weekend of racing at Del Mar and Saratoga to look forward to. Not a
We
bad
have,
day at all.
we have. But before we get involved in that, we'll have a look back at the action from last week. Obviously, you were at Arlington last week. How was it?
It was an interesting day. Not too many winners, but it was a beautiful day weather-wise. Some great turf racing. Everyone just kind of seemed a little on edge, and I think it was because nobody really understood why they were closing this beautiful place when so many patrons came out to support the horses. But some great turf racing, one big upset, risk taking. Still think they're great, but otherwise, we could see some future stars coming out of that day for sure.
Yeah. Well, we were speaking just before, and I was saying my favourite winner of the week last week was Got Stormy in the 4-star Dave. I just love that horse.
I don't blame you one bit, and she took it to them. She beat them boys good, and where she lands for the Breeders' Cup is going to be really something. Really something.
Yeah, I'm always just excited to just see what's coming next with her.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll get straight into it then, and we'll start with the Del Mar Handicap, which is a Grade 2 over 1 3/8 miles for 3-year-olds and older. There's a couple of recent winners of this in the entered for this. Red King and you got a Climate. Do you think either of those are going to get a second win?
I just don't think so. I think Acclimate being 7 now and Red King also 7, they're just hit or miss when it comes to the winner's circle. I do know that there's one horse I think that we both very much like in this race. And there's one horse that I hate that's in this race. I hate them. Hate's a strong word. I very much like United. I very much like Flavian Pratt. Gave out the winner last time when United won. Gave out the Stone Cold Exacta with Smooth Like Straight. I think this is United's race to lose. I feel like they're getting right into form for the Breeders' Cup, which is going to be happening out in Southern California. And I know that Arklow with Florent Giroux and Brad Cox shipping in are going to take a lot of money. Toss this horse. What are your thoughts?
No, I'm with you. Like, I'm a big fan of United, and I think it's just his winning style just suits Del Mar like down to the ground.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's 2 from 3 at Del Mar. It was very impressive the Eddie Reid last time. It's just for me at 2-1 in this such a like a big handicap field. I think it's just a little bit too short for me, so I'm willing to take him on this weekend.
Okay, who are you going to be taking him on with?
So I do like one of the Philip D'Amato horses, but it's not Red King. It's going to be Say the Word, and I just think at a slightly bigger price, it's one that I would definitely be willing to take a chance on. Obviously, it was 7th in the Eddie Reid behind a fair few of these, but it was 2nd behind Smooth Like Straight in the Shoemaker. And we obviously know how good Smooth Like Straight is.
Mm-hmm.
So to be kind of in that company, I think he's obviously he's got something about him. And I just think his record in graded races, while he's not winning them all the time, he's always like there or thereabouts. And I think all it takes is for him to have a good run and things to slightly go his way, and I think he'll win this.
I took a deep hard look there, especially because if you toss that last race, you can say, hey, this one just loves running in the money, like Southern Cal, and not only that, but also Jersey Joe Bravo's winning at 17% out there at Del Mar. I just think United is special, and I do think Arklow is going to take a lot of money. Um, I just like United too much. Flavian Pratt, the fact that he's winning at 29%, 29%, that's just outrageous. Hard for me not to take him getting back aboard after a win last time out.
Yeah, no, I'm with you with United though, but I just feel it's just
Yeah,
a
it's
little
too
bit
short.
short.
Yeah.
So final word on that, you're going with United.
I'm going with United back to back, Flavian Pratt. I like this horse a lot.
and I'll be taking a chance on Say the Word. So next up, we got the Del Mar Mile, a grade 2, over a mile, and it's for 3-year-olds and plus again. We've got Mo Forza in here, who's looking to join pretty elite company and become the 2-time winner of this. El Corredor and Abzat, obviously, have won this twice in the past.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think he's got a good chance in this?
So not to be surprising and not to repeat myself, I do think they have a chance. I just like Smooth Like Straight. I think Smooth Like Straight is a special horse. When they raced against United last time out, takes second. This horse is always in the money. We're talking about, Umberto Rispoli on the turf is a special rider. Although he won his first grade 1 on the dirt, I think Umberto and Smooth Like Straight really work well together. And although there are some big names in here, right, like you said, Mo Forza, I know how I just highlighted Flavian Pratt. I'm going to go against him here only because this one's, I just feel like Smooth Like Straight is the best horse in this field.
Yeah, Smooth Like Straight. We obviously mentioned him slightly in the last race. The only thing that puts me off slightly about him at Del Mar is his record at Del Mar. So he hasn't won there in his last 2, and his last win there was last year in the La Jolla. I would just be sticking with Mo Forza on this. I think he likes this race. He likes his ground. It's very similar to when we were speaking about what was his name last week? Got Stormy last week.
Mm-hmm.
There's just certain races and tracks where you've just got to kind of pick the obvious one in there.
Yeah.
But yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if Smooth Like Straight bolted it. But I just think Mo Forza is. I think he's pretty perfect for this race.
And yeah, looking at some of the older horses that are in here as well, like I think their next shares, their day is done. Unfortunately, count again. Their days of winning these races are done. It's hard to go against Flavian, but every once in a while, Umberto on the turf is just the way I end up on things. What can I say?
Yeah. So I think we'll be taking each other on in that one then.
Yeah, I'm with you. Back to back, we don't have the same horse. This is not usual. Let's see if it lasts.
Yeah. Well, next up we got the Del Mar Oaks, which is the first grade 1 we're going to speak about today. It's for the 3-year-old fillies over 1.1 miles. I think this is a pretty interesting race, but we're going to talk about another race for fillies a bit later on. I just want to see how you think they compare the fields of these 2 races.
Oh, the fields of these 2 races are night and day. This is like this is the minor leagues. This is the relegation pool of the 3-year-old fillies. I really do think that I like going global in here a lot. Flavian Pratt, we've hit on him enough. I also do think I like Closing Remarks with Umberto Rispoli here. They do just seem to go 1-2 a lot, and you've got Fluffy Socks, Joel Rosario shipping in for Chad Brown. Joel's actually taking a lot of rides this Saturday. I think I'm going to stick with the local boys and go going global with Flavian and Closing Remarks with Umberto. What did you think?
Yeah, I think going global is the class of this field. I don't think it's even close, really. Obviously, it's 4th and 5. But I do feel like we could potentially just overlook Madone in there, because Madone beat going global last time out. But I just wanted to get, do you think he's possibly a little bit short just based on that run at 5-2?
Yeah, and that's the hard thing too. You look at like some of the odds here, and you're like, oh man, there's a lot of options what you can go with. But yeah, like how short of a price, I guess, is the question of where you want to go. And similar to the race we're going to be talking about, so they beat him last time out. Okay, did that race set up perfectly for them? Yes. So you still maybe probably got to look at the class of the field and say, I'm going to forgive that one. Let's see how they come back.
Yeah. Although, to be fair, I am taking on going global with Fluffy Socks for Chad Brown. I just think he's such a good trainer on the turf.
Hmm.
He was obviously second in the Lake George last time out, but his career best run came at Del Mar when he won the Jimmy Durante. And I'm just basing my pick just on that. Like, I think he likes this track. The conditions are going to be perfect for him. Chad Brown's record with turf horses is just so good.
Yeah.
So I think he obviously sees something to send this horse to this race. Although, like we said, it is it's not the best grade one in the world.
Not the best grade one in the world, but at the same time, you know, it's an interesting field. And if somebody, if Fluffy Socks blows our socks off and just wins going away, maybe then they go to and challenge some of the actual really good 3-year-old fillies on the East Coast. But we shall see. We shall see.
We shall, but I couldn't see any of these really coming close to the other 3-year-old fillies.
No, not at this moment in time. But the interesting thing about 3-year-old fillies, like fillies, every once in a while, they can just jump up and win, and then just become super horses, right? I
Yeah.
do think like some of these are still very lightly raced. They're still figuring it out, and we'll see a lot of them back as 4-year-olds. So I'm interested to see what we say about the crop a year from now, or even Breeders' Cup time, if somebody really does win this one going away.
Yeah, it just wouldn't surprise you, would you? Like, you could see one of these maybe winning this and then going on to something else. And then by the time we get to like November, we could be speaking like glowingly about them.
Yeah, 1,000,000%. We could be all like, yeah, forget who won the Kentucky Oaks. Forget who won all these big races at Saratoga. This is the one to watch for out on the West Coast.
Yeah. So you're going to go with going global in there?
I am. I'm going global, and then I'll take Umberto second, 1-3 all day long, pound 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 exacta.
And I'll be taking Fluffy Socks in that one. So next up, we've got the Pacific Classic, which is the Grade 1, over 1 1/4 miles on the dirt, 3-year-old plus again. This is a pretty decent field, this. I'm excited for this one.
This is a really good field, and at times I do think it's important to be able to just throw some horses out that will be taking money. Like I mentioned Arklow earlier. No thanks. I'm okay. Yet another Florent Giroux ridden Independence Hall. Nope. No, thank you. You're going to take a lot of money. I just don't think you've been in good form, and I don't think you can win this race. I am very much, and I may be biased, I very much like Tis a Magician. This horse just tries hard. And they're cutting back in distance. So they're going from 1.5 miles to 1.25 miles. You get Flavian Pratt, you get Richard Mandela training. This horse just works really hard. But I honestly think I can see about 4 horses winning here. And I wouldn't be surprised at the end of the day. Who did you land on?
No, I'm with you on Tis a Magician. I was having a proper look through the form yesterday, and he's just so consistent. Like, it's hard not to like him.
You have other horses that are going out and trying 1.25 miles for the first time, right? Can they get the distance? That's not a question that you have to ask about this guy. This guy runs people down. I mean, his win by 9 lengths a couple back was super impressive. And I'm just upset because I had an opportunity to buy into this horse and I decided not to. So I'm always a little happy and also sad when he wins. But, Tripoli is a really nice horse. Dr. Post is a nice horse. Royal Ship, nothing bad you can say about him. Express Train, honestly, I can see, I think I've named 5 horses. I can see the first 1 through 5 winning. And then 6 through 9, no thank you.
See, I could make a pretty good case for Express Train. That's the one that I was kind of like leaning towards if he wasn't Tis a Magician.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, he beat Royal Ship in the San Diego Handicap before, and then obviously lost to Royal Ship as well this season. But I just think he's again so good at Del Mar. He's 3 from 4, and the only defeat he actually had was in his first race there.
Mm.
Because I think Royal Ship is one that I would kind of just dismiss based on the same thing. Like, his form at Del Mar is not good.
Yeah.
So
And
I'm
Mike Smith shows up from time to time, but I swear, he doesn't have the highest winning percentage because he doesn't run a lot. I've seen him just do some interesting rides on some big favorites and races that makes me go, I don't know if I want to be part of. I have money on this guy.
no, but I think I'm still going to stick with you with Tis the Magician. I think it's his day.
I am completely with you, and I am hoping that we get a fair price. I really do.
Yeah, yeah. So our last one. This is the big race, I think, of the weekend. The Alabama Stakes, a Grade 1 at Saratoga for 3-year-old fillies over 1 1/4 miles. This is a pretty star-studded lineup that are going to Saratoga for this. And in comparison to the 3-year-old fillies we spoke about this does not lack any kind of star power.
Does not lack any star power, indeed. The return of the Queen, Malatat. I really think, and you got some old foes. You got Maracuja, who beat her last time by a head in that frantic 4-horse race. Claire, who always shows up in these races. Crazy, beautiful, nice horse. I think the Queen returns going 1.25 miles, a little longer of a distance. And I'm going to go with a exacta box here. I'm taking Army Wife. Tyler Gaffleone, Mike Maker on the outside of Malatat. I think they're just going to follow her the whole way around and then take one swing at her to end it. And I think the Queen gets it back, but I do think Army Wife has a good shot at upsetting this field.
Yeah, I'm with you. The only thing about Malatat is I think this is a pretty huge race for her because we all kind of dismissed the defeat in the coaching club. We just said, oh, it was a small field. Like, these kind of things happen. I think if it happens again and she comes second, third, or it's unlikely, like less, like further back than that, then we could be looking at someone that peaked far, far too soon.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm also with you on Army Wife as well. I think Michael Maker has got a 24% strike rate here as well. So I think at 6-1, like, it's a pretty decent price as well.
No, I agree. And Mike Maker is leading the Saratoga meet from a trainer perspective. He's doing great things. I'm completely with you.
Yeah, and Army Wife's form is good. She's been so much better as a 3-year-old. She's 3 from 4 now since the defeat in the Gazelle, and I don't know if the prices maybe they're based on a 2-year-old form, because I think she should probably be shorter than that.
I think she's going to be shorter than that too, but I do think it helps that like she has not been running against Malatat. Like always throwing a new shooter in there makes things like in comparison makes people question some things.
Yeah. So you pick on that one, then what you're going for?
Malatat and Army Wife exacta box.
I am with you on both of them.
Nice.
So we'll finish off then with our best bets for the weekend. Ace, what you got then? What's your pick for the week? And
I really am sticking with the last one I gave. I think Malatat and Army Wife are going to have a head-on duel. I just hope. I mean, I'm hoping for the Queen to win, obviously, Malatat. But if it comes in Army Wife Malatat, it'll pay even better from an exacta perspective. So that's the route I'm going. How about you?
yeah, I'm going to stick with Fluffy Socks in the Del Mar Oaks. I just think that it's a bit of a wide open race. So I think there's definitely going to be value in there somewhere. And I think you could probably take a bit. You can question the good horses in that field or the classier horses. So I think it's perfectly set up for the Chad Brown trained horse to just do something quite special.
Yeah, I'm with you. It's going to be a great day of racing. I'm really excited.
Yeah, it should be a very, very exciting weekend. But that brings to our close our horse racing preview for the action this weekend. Thank you so much for joining us. And don't forget to like and subscribe to the Sports 2.0 network for all the sporting needs you need. Until next weekend, we'll bid you farewell. Goodbye.
Thanks.